Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Theresa, but you can call me Cat. Doing a bi-weekly astrological tarot reading for air signs. So that's Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. It's going to be a day or so late. So basically from the 3rd through the 16th. That's around when these energies are for, or at least when this video is being released. So if you see it later and you're picking up on this, that's fine. It's just kind of a marker to know when this video came out. The air signs include Sun, Moon, Venus, Ascendant, and if you're feeling particularly affected by the Gemini North Node or the Uranus retrograde. I don't know if... I was going to say, I don't know if Libra's doing anything right now. But Libra is ruled by Venus. So if you are Libra and or feeling affected by Venus going into Leo, this might be the sign for you. Or that might be the reading for you. Using my Yin-Yang Relationship Check-in spread for this because it addresses dualities and we're still dealing with that. It could be the masculine and the feminine, you and your romantic interest. It could be Mars and Venus, you and your inner child, you and your ego, you and your higher self. Any of those kinds of things where you're dealing with pairs or opposites or things like that. Usually I feel like this is the side for the person who's watching the video. But it doesn't have to be that way. I just have to start somewhere. So I've got the Syrian Starseed Tarot and the Morgan Greer. Damn. And the switchover cards are the bottom of the deck, and I'm just going to peel those off so they're not stacked to the heavens here. So let me get this first. I didn't lay these out on camera because this is for YouTube when I do paid videos, like for if someone purchases a reading, or if you're in Patreon, you'll see that I will shuffle the cards out on camera. This is sort of a time-saving thing, although it doesn't save much time if I spend 5 minutes talking before doing the reading. Anyway. So we have the Sage of Orbs in the challenge position. So right now we have the Queen of Swords coming out in the air reading. So at least you're showing up to your own area. And what's interesting is Earth got the Page and the King, and now air is getting the Queen. They just heard to err is human, to forgive divine. Derriere. So the Queen of Swords here is Virgo and Libra with water of air. Now what's interesting is that I've been getting Virgo at first upright and lately inverted. But here's Virgo in the challenge position and Libra as well. Now I had a download recently that Virgo is the inner child of the Empress, and being ruled by Venus, I would suggest that we have this mid-stage here, right? And I think I said this in the Earth reading too. The Queen is like the teenage version of the Empress. Right, we're not dealing with the inner child, we're having some sort of growth in that area, but it's a little bit challenging to try to balance out this inner child energy. But what's happening here is a transformation. We have a 1 or a 13. 13 is that death cycle, that release, that transition. Right, so we're in the middle of it, right? We're having our growth spurt. The Seeker of Flames. Okay, so this is the Page of Wands. Now notice we have this Sekhmet figure here. It's giving me this Sun in Virgo energy, which is what we have right now. But Venus is in or about to head into Leo, which is also giving me that energy. But the Page of Wands, Summer with Earth of Fire, so that's not really giving any extra information. But I kind of see this as this feminine figurine sort of lighting the altar in the Lion Temple. Like, I understand that part of my transition is to understand my own desires, right? It's like going through puberty. The sacral chakra is being lit. It is kind of where it's coming from, too. It looks like it's coming up from her pelvis here on the Sekhmet figure. Alright, so we have 8 of Crystals inverted. This came out for the Earth signs as well. This same card, but in this deck. So when I see this one, it tells me a half tower, because there's always a tower here. So this card came inverted. The 8 of Pentacles, of course, it's the Sun in Virgo. And when I said this before, so now we have Virgo twice. Once tilted and once inverted. It's like, I don't want to go do the work to go into myself. Sun inverted tells me moon energy. I don't want to peer into my own darkness. I don't want to look into that reflecting pool. And it's like, I don't want to set my own tower on fire, right? I'm afraid of that inner collapse. It's like, I'm afraid if I start that work that it'll collapse until there's nothing left of me. Okay. So on the other side of this duality, Ace of Pentacles inverted. Literally every single pentacle I've gotten in these spreads today has been inverted. Okay, so this would be spring energy, but it's giving me fall instead, right? And there's this gateway here. I don't want to fall into myself because I don't know if there's a bottom to this pit. It's really interesting. Okay. And there's the Fool. Now, what did I say? I don't want to fall. The Fool is essentially like, I'm going to jump off this cliff. It's like the divine hand is pushing you off the cliff. It's going to push you down into your own abyss to give you that new beginning. This is Uranus energy, and it's interesting that it's coming in upright because Uranus has just gone retrograde. Alright, so here's the Sun in Capricorn. The Four of Pentacles. This is the only pentacle that's coming upright. I think this should go this way. Because I feel like this pentacle looks like a sun disk. Here it looks like a sun disk, and now it's sort of moving off to the side, right? And I feel like this divine hand is forcing you into your sacral chakra to do this work, to let go of some shit that you're afraid to let go of. If I let go of these pentacles, the wall's gonna come down, the whole tower's gonna come down, and I don't feel like cleaning it up. Well, here we have this white rose here coming from this 13 death cycle, and this idea that there's some, I can't, this bindle looks really phallic. I'm going to grow a set, and I'm going to take that leap, and I'm going to be faithful to my true self and go out and start exploring my core being, right? Because there's a lot of solar energy here as well. And essentially going into Leo is the solar energy. But the energy that fuels the sun inside your body comes from the sacral chakra, which is why there's this red and orange here. And there's red here as well, indicating that it's an orange. That it does, and the red, that it initially comes from the root, right? There has to be some kind of growth in there. But the security in who you are comes in the sacral chakra, that sort of emotional water of who do I feel like I am, and then that current, right? Aquarius energy, the current creates the electricity that creates the fuel that powers the solar center. Now this crossover energy here, we have the star inverted, right? I feel like I don't have my shit together. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what am I supposed to do? But the interesting thing is that the crossover energy is the mirror of this. Uranus retrograde. And then the crossover from this energy here is injustice. Venus in inversion. Now Venus came invert in the Earth reading as well, which is interesting because it's Mars that's going retrograde. It's like I'm on the wrong side of the equation. I'm not in alignment. I'm not balanced. Right? I'm not doing any more work. I did the work. And we see these masculine figures here. So it almost feels like Venus kind of feels like they've been pushed to do more work than is their fair share, but there's still this force, this I mean, there's Capricorn energy here and Virgo energy here, and it's sort of like between Virgo and Capricorn is the fall, and spring energy inverted is fall. So it's like in order to stop shouldering the responsibility for the masculine and the feminine energy, the balance and maturity and security in oneself comes in falling into yourself instead of into the leadership role for someone who isn't doing their own work. Now notice that in the air sign realm, there's a little bit, there is this manifestation energy, but what's really happening is this kind of standoff between desire and what you think is happening. Alright, what is your perception? Are you holding on to thoughts that aren't helping you? What happens if you let go of certain ideas and perspectives? Right? What do you hope for? Are your hopes dashed because you're holding on to shit that doesn't support them? Because the Queen here is someone who is looking at things and using intuitive, that emotional jack into the universe, their intuition, to sort of get a feeling for the thoughts and words and ideas. It's like, I'm listening to your perspective, I'm listening to this other perspective and these three other ones, and I'm getting a feeling for what's resonating as truthful. Because it's not just the words themselves, it's the energy that's attached to them. If you're saying something that sounds really good, but the energy attached to it is crap, then you're going to end up driving home with a lemon from the used car lot. But if you're using your emotional perceptive qualities to discern what's coming through, then you'll be able to let go of things that don't make any sense. and trust your gut, that solar instinct. Okay, so this is what's coming up for air signs for this next fortnight here. It's sort of already in progress. The regularly scheduled program here. Yeah, I want to say that these combined together should be the Queen of Wands, but because this was dealing with air signs, it's coming in as two separate identities. What was interesting in my card of the day today, I got a Queen and a Knight. This is a page here, which is interesting because there was a page in the Earth thing that wanted to be a Knight as well, but was not. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up at thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. There's a complete list of readings in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this. The thumbnail looks like this sheet here. If you want to help contribute to my channel, you can come hang out at Patreon. There you can see the individual deep dive horoscope readings and some other stuff too. And then if you want to donate, it's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Those are all CATtheMinion. I've got merch and prints and coloring books. I've got actual art items in my catalog here. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment if you're nasty, and check out my discussion tab and my playlists tab. Stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.